Well, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Burning in Cinema, the show where we revisit the movies that shaped our past. I'm your host, Ross, and joining me, as always, is my good friend and co-host, Tom. If you've been with us before, you know the drill. If not, then where have you been? So first of all, Tom, I've got to say, you need to click a like. That's what you need to do.
It is. Like, subscribe,
do all those kind of things you do for YouTube. And also, let's remember, it's a new year, so Happy New Year, Tom.
Welcome to 2026.
Oh, I know. It's the future, man. It's the future. Oh, it's a new year and we've got new titles, haven't we? We've got a new season. Do. Tom, tell the good people, what's it all about? What is our new 4-episode, I was about to say trilogy. That's not a trilogy, is it?
Quadrilogy.
Quadrilogy. I don't know if there's such a word.
There is now.
Okay.
I'm going to patent that. So it's going to be called Sword to Script. As it always has been, whether we're sticking to that theme really tightly or very loosely, it's going to be about swords. In some way, shape or form.
Some sort of swordsman or swordswoman.
Doing swordy things.
Doing sword.
As a young boy, I've always had an interest in King Arthur. A legend. So I thought let's go for a film with that. The most famous sword, probably, in the world, Excalibur. So I've chosen Guy Ritchie's 2017 film, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
I woke up.
From where?
From a nightmare.
What was it about? Then,
me and the lads took care of a bit of business.
Hold up, back up. You've left something out.
Are you writing a book? They all lived happily ever after.
No, they didn't, Arthur. Because for the first time, there's something you don't know.
A very short trailer, my ad, on this one. Yeah, the trailer didn't do a lot for me on this one. I've got to be honest. Mainly for editing reasons, I would say. So I apologise last time. I think I did for Romancing the Stone, didn't I? For the
very brief trailers.
And that's the problem. Trailers sometimes aren't very good. They don't.
If there's not a lot of dialogue, it's kind of hard to put into a podcast.
Yeah. So, but we'll talk about it anyway. So I suppose I better tell you what. I mean, obviously, this film I had seen many years ago.
I think I first saw it when it had come out on DVD. I think I missed it in the cinema, probably because I was bitter that I didn't get cast as an extra in it.
Oh, there's a bit of history.
Yeah, well, I was in North Wales at the time, and so a casting call went out for extras, and I applied, never got it, and I think I was bitter and twisted little man that I didn't get it, so I didn't go see it in the cinema. But I got it on DVD, and I think that was probably the last time I saw it, so around 2017, 2018 maybe.
So it came out about then, didn't it? And this is Guy Ritchie, isn't it, who we know from Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, all the kind of British gangster ones, pretty cool movies that he's made, and he's decided to have a go at the King Arthur legend. And the story, well, it's a restylising telling of Arthur's rise, isn't it? To become king, pretty much, isn't it?
Is.
If you know the story, you know we've got all the. In this film, we've got all the traits that are in there. We've got King Arthur, you know, we've got a fallen kingdom. He's sent in hiding. He grows up on the streets. Then he's an adult. Then he discovers the true identity. You know, all the traits of the normal kind of film. And we've got the magical sword, Excalibur. He's pulled it from the stone, and then he's forced into rebellion. So it's pretty much the same. I'd say outline, wouldn't you say, as
the basic
all the other
is the same.
Yeah, of all the other King Arthur films that have been done so many times, a classic tale. Going into a little history of this, I mean, I'll start off by saying that my introduction to any kind of King Arthur legend or something probably might have been the same as most kids, is the 1963 Disney film Sword in the Stone, which is the same plot, the same story, where we follow young Arthur. We get a Merlin, don't we, in that? But that's pretty much, yeah, he's the rightful ruler of the kingdom, is he, of Camelot? Yeah, there's been many alliterations, hasn't there, over the years?
There's been very famous ones. There's even been little snippets, like in, was it Transformers 5,
I forgot about that one.
With Stanley Tucci as Merlin.
I've got listed here, Lily, every King Arthur film, and you've gone outside the world where I've gone, oh, wow, I didn't
Surprise.
know that. Yeah. I mean, I thought Monty Python's Holy Grail was a bit of an outside shot of our kind of Knights of the Round Table. But yeah, there's been a few punts at this, haven't there, over the years.
Absolutely.
1995, we saw a film called First Night. This is where Richard Gere played Lancelot, putting on a It was, I mean, around about that time, that was the 90s were the year, wasn't it, to put Americans to put British accents on, wasn't it? We had everything. It was Kevin Costner did it for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yeah.
So everybody else went.
Mel Gibson did the Scottish. Well, tried to do the Scottish one for Braveheart.
Yeah, we've had, and recent stuff, we've had iterations into The Green Knight, where it's a bit of a twist, and we get King Arthur's nephew, which is odd. I don't know. I've never seen that one, so I don't know what that's all about. And then we had in 2008 to 2012, the BBC done a series called Merlin.
They did.
I never saw it. I never watched it ever.
I watched the first few seasons.
I knew it was on. And it was, I think it was Young Merlin, wasn't it? It's sort of a prequel thing to whatever it is. So, as you can see, it's as a tale as old as time, isn't it? It's,
going into Disney there.
Yeah. And here we are with this version, sort of the latest version, I believe.
Of sort of big films, I'd say. So I think there's been some independent ones, but in terms of big studio films, I think this probably is the most recent one.
If you're ready, should we do this? Should we deep dive?
Let's do it.
This is from Guy Ritchie, who, as we mentioned before, has done such great gangster films, hasn't he? And it's got his trait all over this, I'm afraid.
This film was pitched as Lord of the Rings meets Snatch.
Jesus.
Which is an unusual combination, to say the least.
Right.
I mean, immediately I'm going to be really annoying and go into a little bit of history, because I'm confused by the timeline that this film is based in. Because the film suggests, by the fact that they're meeting Vikings in it, that it's based in Saxon Viking times. And then they were saying about being the King of England, but England wasn't really a thing back then. It was still Britain. So that's, King Arthur was never reportedly the King of England. He was King of Britain.
Right.
So it's kind of confusing.
So it is true.
but apparently we just don't know, do we?
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of confusing in that sort of sense.
Let's go right at the beginning. We are treated to what is a
rip-off of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
I would say it is a siege, isn't it, on a castle, which I assume is Camelot.
I think it's meant to be.
Yeah.
And then there's these giant elephants,
yes,
which are like the Oliphants of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King,
right?
But about 20 times as big.
And there's some magic going on. We're treated to quite a lot in the first scene.
There's a bit of a sensory overload in the first little bit of the film. And I mean, you've got this bad guy called Mordred, who is apparently some sort of powerful sorcerer, and he has the power to incinerate soldiers, but apparently only 4 of them at a time.
Right.
Which probably suggests to me he's not that good. So
we've got magic, swords, sieges,
giant
elephants.
One thing I will praise: there's a bit where King Uther sort of rides out to attack the bad guys, to take the fight to them, and they got this very Celtic sounding music in the background.
Right.
I really liked that, because I think that fits the vibe of what King Arthur would sort of be around. Is whilst they were Britons, not necessarily Celts, it was a Celtic sort of music. It has that sort of feeling to it, and you feel a bit more, this is a medieval sort of vibe. And I think that fitted it really well. I really like that piece. That choice of music there was really good.
I mean, it's a big scene at the beginning, isn't it?
It's a very big scene at the beginning.
I'm literally looking at it and going, good Lord, there's a lot of money being spent here. There's big CGI elephants, there's massive set pieces, there's lots of people, and it looks like pretty good, actually, really, to be honest with you.
It's a solid start.
Yeah,
you're asking questions, but good ones in terms of what's going on here.
But there is a lot going on. There really is. To take in. Well, we go straight into the classic kind of story, don't we? That young Arthur, isn't he, as a small child, isn't it, or baby, isn't he? He's put on a little boat or something, and
So
sent down the river to go away, isn't it? Because
the key plot bit here is that Uther has a brother called Vortigern, played by Jude Law, and he betrays Uther because he wants to be king. So Uther sort of has to, he sends, Arthur gets sent away to survive, whilst Uther stays behind to fight his brother. Interesting little thing, Vortigern, there's a lot of magic in this film. He has to kill his wife. He has to sacrifice his wife to become stronger in terms of his power. His wife is played by Katie McGrath, who was also in the Merlin TV series as Morgana. Wow. So that she's done it twice.
Right.
Here's where I started immediately to lose where things were going. Because Arthur's then getting raised on the streets of London.
Londinium,
Well, yes, Londinium.
as we were told.
Apologies.
Yeah.
My incorrect selection of how London was called. I didn't like this whole montage. I mean, I get why it was in there, but it just felt out of place for the whole legend of Arthur. It was making it almost like a modern bit in an old-fashioned bit, and I was watching it, I felt out of place.
So yeah, I mean, when he arrives at Londinium or London, whoever you want to call it, I hats off again. Just like the beginning of the film, we have big scenes and big elephants, all that stuff, castles and everything like that. I've got to give it 10 out of 10 for its world building. It looks like someone's made quite a lot of effort to build that town, that city. I know a lot of it is all special effects and all the stuff, but it still has to be made up and has to be rendered and put together. And I didn't fit. I kind of liked it in some way. You sort of think, oh, I could believe this world. You know, there's a panning shot, I think, as he comes into London, and then the women pick the basket up with the child in, don't you? And that's the beginning of this montage, isn't there? About what's going to happen to this boy. But you are right. We get what I wrote down here, a breakneck lightning montage we do of Arthur growing up, as we see him fighting and doing all sorts of antics, isn't it? Brought up, he's found the local, I don't know, Kung Fu, Jiu-Jitsu.
Kung Fu George, as he
Kung
was
Fu
called.
George, or whatever his name is, yeah. Right, there, he's got in with him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
We then get... I'm trying not to swear. Right. We then get ITV star Bradley Walsh's son, Barney, turn up as playing the younger version of Arthur, randomly.
Oh, that's what
yeah,
it was.
I clocked him straight away. I was like, oh, he's in this as well. And then he's gone.
I'm not clued up on Bradley Walsh's family, sorry.
No, but I mean, it's been on television. I recognise him, and I noticed him there. But anyway, but yeah, it just like bang, bang, bang. Next scene. This is what it is. That's what it is. And we get not really narration. It's more just like little bits of sound bites and chats. And it's like, right, okay. I wrote down like almost like Robin Hood. He's
almost become that sort of thing, except he doesn't give the money to the poor. He sort of half gives it to the poor and keeps the rest for himself. He's got a lot of money saved up, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a number of chests sort of hidden away filled with coins. And I suppose this is probably a Guy Ritchie sort of trait, but they all have really weird names like Wet Stick and Backlack. And then they meet in the sort of the place where he works, Goose Fat Bill. What are these names for? It just doesn't work. It doesn't. The names are terrible.
But they are. You are right. They're very Guy Ritchie names. If you look at some of his names, you know that he's given to his characters in his films, they are like Bricktop, aren't they? And and things like that. They've got these very kind of London gangster backstreet names, isn't it? Nicknames, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about and in films, you know, like Snatch, it really works. But watching it in a medieval sort of King Arthur, Saxon time vibe thing, you just sit there,
doesn't work, does it?
It almost becomes cringy because even in the way they speak throughout this film, they're sort of doing this bounce around where the three characters are sort of, I'd say, bordering on harassing a man who's bringing in some pelts and furs.
Yeah,
and they're just sort of bouncing around in a triangular conversation, repeating what each person has said, and in a gangster film works brilliantly, and he's done that before to great effect. In this, it's really naff.
No,
and kind of
doesn't work. Yeah.
I actually felt annoyed at it, and I was like, "Can we just get to the point?"
Yeah, it's too much flitting around, and you think, is it supposed to be funny?
Because it wasn't.
Is it? Because it's not funny. It's actually confusing.
Yeah,
and when you do that correctly, it works really well.
It almost becomes frustrating, I think, is probably the word, because you're sort of trying to watch it and enjoy the film and all that, and you just sort of sit there and go, I don't really know what's going on. Who are these people? Why is he called Wet Stick?
And then we jump to he end up on a boat, doesn't he? It all happens really quick, like 1 minute, and I got to be honest with you, I don't felt like I looked down from the screen. You know, obviously we're writing notes, aren't we? But I didn't look down to the screen and then look up. But it felt like whatever had happened in that time of me writing something and looking up, in a flash, he was already being challenged in the middle of the street and put on a boat. You know, and that was it. And it was like, all right,
a very crowded boat as well. People literally rammed in there like
Swing
sardines.
a cat in there, was there?
It was, yeah, unpleasant. But yeah, essentially, the point is that people of the right age, as it's being called, are being tested to see if they could pull Excalibur out of the stone. And
Like that idea, though.
No, it makes sense,
I like
'cause-
the idea
yeah.
that a town has the king has this problem where he needs to find out someone must be able to pull this sword out.
Yeah.
And kind of almost puts in a kind of X Factor kind of situation.
Audition process.
Yeah, audition process. And puts them forward and go, right, your turn now, let's have you do. And they're going to sing us a song. And they go,
yeah, because the overall
buzzer.
point of it is that
oh
essentially
no,
he's
that's
been
Britain's
told
Got Talent. Sorry, I was
too
carried
many
away.
reality talent shows.
Yeah.
I get annoyed again. One of many times in this film, is that he watches what people are doing, and obviously people know this because essentially you go there, you don't pull out a stone, they brand you, and then they send you back home.
Oh, I didn't see the branding.
Oh, did you not?
No, how much have I missed of this film? Did I watch it? I didn't.
Did you even watch it? Did you just Wikipedia the plot and went with that?
I did sit in front and watch it.
Essentially, if you don't pull out the stone, they brand you on the inside of your wrist,
I
so you
didn't
can
see
go back
that
and
bit.
say, "I'm not a legend."
Oh right.
But
All I
obviously-
saw is him go. I didn't see anybody else go up to the stone.
Oh no, there was because
Was there?
This is why I get annoyed because obviously people are going to go home and they're going to talk about it, and obviously he knows what the process is because he
Right,
gets asked about
okay.
it, and he sits there and stands there and he watches someone try to pull the stone out, fail, and get branded. So then he decides to push through the line and then go, "All right, where do you want me then?" And it's like, mate, you've just watched what happens. Why are you asking this stupid question?
Yeah.
And I don't know why I was so bothered by that because it's like he's just watched what happens.
Yeah.
He's just watched it. Just do it. And then we get
Oh, that's sort out.
but then we get one of the most random cameos I think I've ever seen.
I think you told me that he was in it.
I did. I gave you a little
but
subtle hint.
But for some reason, I banked that into the part of my brain that doesn't need accessing for a while, right? And I forgot.
Is that where most of the things I say go?
Most of this film, I think, has ended up kicking around in an attic somewhere. But out of nowhere, it just suddenly went, oh, hello, we've got David Beckham here.
Yeah. And I know that he got a lot of criticism for this cameo.
I don't think it was bad.
I'm glad you said that because I actually quite liked it. Because when you think about how everyone's talking,
Yeah.
it actually fits exactly in with the theme of the film of this sort of gangster, localized accent sort of way of speaking. And the way he's sort of saying it in quite an annoyed manner is exactly right because, Arthur's come along and just asked the most stupid question going because everyone knows how this testing thing works. So he's just annoyed at him and he's like, "You're an idiot, do this, do that."
Exactly.
As you could probably tell if you've ever had any inkling of what King Arthur ever does, obviously he pulls out the stone.
I mean, yeah, I felt...
Pulls out the stone, pulls out the sword.
Pulls out the stone. Is it like when you meant like a potato on the end of a fork?
You just pick up the potato
You
and the
pulled
fork
the thing.
stays there.
You pulled the thing out like a post out of the ground in your garden, and it's pulled the concrete slab out with it. And you go, "Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I pulled the lot out.
I've completely
Oh
broken it.
no." Yeah, and he pulls it out with a little bit of ease, really,
and then passes out.
and you get the sense that it wasn't so much pulling it out. Where I always thought it's going to be. I thought he was going to fail. I thought it wasn't going to come out for some reason, but then he would do the classic return later on. But he pulls it out and does the old kind of "Oh, I pulled it out, and now the power is so much, isn't it? And it's kind of overcoming me."
Passes out and then
And falls on the floor with it, and everyone goes, "Hey, we've got the sword. It's out of the stone." Everyone else has gone, "Whew, thank God for that. I'll jump on that boat and go back."
I don't need to be branded now.
Whew, thank God for that. Yeah.
But then
we said there'd be lunch.
Yeah, where's my bread and cheese?
Yeah, I'm sure we should have had just a can of Coke. That's a bit stingy. You know what I'm like. I see things that other people don't see in films. That's why we do this. Cause,
It is, yes.
Yeah, he's got the scaffolders in, hasn't he, at the moment at the front?
Yeah, the scaffolders around.
And to be
building
honest with
things.
you, good on him, because the place was a shithole, because it was, right? Because, the previous king, let it go to the dogs, didn't he? It's but looking at what Jude Law's knocked together, there's some fine work going on the front of that, and
creating
actually,
jobs.
you'd sit there and go, actually, he's all right. He's like a council leader who's pumping some money into the local town, isn't it? Like, look at this. Yeah, I know you have to look at it every day, but new lick of paint, some lovely little bit of stones and bits and pieces on the phone. Voila, there you go. Look, not that bad, am I? You know? We then are introduced. So he's heads on the block, innit? He's gonna
Heads on the block, and I'm going to point out a little detail that I found annoying.
Where's this number 4? Not annoying.
I've lost
we can number
count.
these as we go along.
And again, people are going to go, "Oh, you're just being a bit of a nerd, really, aren't you?" Yes, I am, because a lot of the bad guys are wearing sort of plate armor in the sense of like full-on chest plates, that sort of style. You're thinking of your traditional knight in shining armor sort of thing. Again, this film is sort of basing itself around Viking times, which sort of came to an end at its latest around 1066, Battle of Hastings, as we know. Sorry for the history lesson.
I'm enjoying this.
Chest plate armor didn't actually come in until around the 14th century, so a couple of hundred years later at the very least. So what are they playing at with this design? It's like they've not even tried to do any research, and I don't know why.
It's all over the shop.
But
let's
now
be
I've
honest,
just found that really annoying.
Yeah. We're treated to this kind of daring escape, isn't it, where he gets away, and we've got some extra characters, haven't we, and people, including this magic lady, I'll call her.
Yeah, they've come to sort of spring him out,
and they get away.
He's going to be their hero,
basically, don't they? And then we're back to more Robin Hood parallels, aren't we? As we go to a base in the woods or in a cave, don't we? He's sort of kidnapped, kind of, isn't he?
But weirdly, they've also bought his mates.
Right.
Like Wet Stick and Backlacker there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Don't know how they got there. This is probably the bit that angered me more than anything, is the line, "Razzle dazzle with that sword." I damn well nearly threw a controller at the TV. I don't know why, but that irked me so much. I was so I don't know why, it just... It's terrible. It doesn't work in this sort of era of film. It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all.
And now we've got some other we've got so many characters. There's like the other character who was, I know, around at the castle. He's there, isn't he? And then there's like the new guy who's kind of in charge of all these people. We've got the magic lady. We've got old friends, new friends. I mean, and then
Jimon Honsu's there as Bedivere.
Right.
But he was also there at the start with King Uther, because he was like the head of his soldiers.
That's the name of him.
He's still going. But we don't know his name until the very end of the film, which again I find kind of annoying.
Yeah. And then we go on a little miniature montage, don't we, of him sort of training, isn't it? And
in the Darklands, which is like a weird portal to another realm.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Again, I missed that bit.
They take him to a tiny little island, which looks like the island that Dumbledore was taken to when he died. I don't know.
Maybe he's there as well.
Hanging around. Merlin! No, Dumbledore.
No, sorry about that.
No, it's very easy to confuse us. I know we were triplets. Yeah. Him, me, and
Gandalf. No.
Not quite.
Sorry about that.
It's really weird.
I never really understand why he's having trouble using the sword. Is he a swordsman? I mean, it would help for our theme here, to be honest with you. But is he? Can he wield whatever a sword, or but it's the magic that he doesn't know how to control it?
It's meant to be that he doesn't know how to control the magic, and it's too overpowering for him, I think, is what they were getting at. It's another thing in this film that sort of adds even more to it without it necessarily needing to be there. Like if they did him training with the sword and learning how to use it properly, because perhaps the weight of it makes it difficult to wield, like the Darksaber in Mandalorian, for example, where you have to learn to use it because it is very weighty, that sort of thing, and it's deceiving.
And we get some action, and we go down the horrible route, which I hate, is shaky camera work, which is fighting when there clearly isn't a lot going on.
I mean, I don't mind a bit of shaky cam. I don't mind it.
Yeah, within reason, but it's just, I look at that and I go, there's just some people being pulled about and thrown on the floor, but we're shaking the camera, we're moving it around, we're jogging around with it, and it's all jolty to make it look like more is happening than what really is, And I just think, God damn, Guy Ritchie, you're better than that. And I really do. I think he is. He's better than that. He can produce better action.
He really can. I don't know if you've seen The Covenant, that he produced, a 2023 film, I think it was.
No.
More military film, actually. It doesn't
Right.
go through this whole gangster thing. A phenomenal film, in my
Right.
personal opinion.
That's what I mean. He can do
He can
scenes.
really make a damn good film.
Yeah.
This one isn't actually that, is it?
It
so
looked
far,
a bit
so
like
far.
we had to kind of fit this in somewhere. You know,
Yeah.
like we had to go like, right, well, we need to get them and have a bit of a fight, don't they? And they need to do this, to do that, to do the next thing, you know.
They talk about it being called King Arthur: Legend of the Sword, and they very rarely dabble and touch on the actual legend of Excalibur. We're going to pull out the stone. We saw briefly the Lady of the Lake.
Yeah.
That is about it. They've sort of made their own legend of the sword,
Yeah.
haven't they? Which I suppose that's
I
why they
don't
call
know.
it
Yeah,
that.
he does the old classic, doesn't he? Because your character have to go sad at some point, doesn't he? Yeah, his mate dies, doesn't he? And I gotta be honest, I just went, didn't really know you anyway, so
really
you know,
care.
whatever. Boo.
No.
Um,
What was it? And they're still introducing more people in that.
yes,
Mischief John. What the hell is that?
Mischief John. I didn't even know that was his name.
Yeah, that's what they call him, Mischief John. That's what
Good
you probably
Lord.
call your mate who's a thief, not like some
Yeah.
leader of the bad guys' armies.
Yeah, so
It's just so random.
This film just gets weirder and weirder as it goes along for me. It did. It just went. It was like even. I mean, I was exhausted by now, and I was running out of steam. But I think even the people making it were running out of steam, and they gave up. You know, because at one point, Arthur's in the water, having a wash. Magic Lady comes along, stands on the bridge.
Yeah,
So
sure.
he's having a wash, fully clothed.
As you do.
As you do. I mean, yeah, shirt on, trousers on, boots, in the river, and he's having a proper wash. And he's completely soaking wet. I mean,
That's not how washing. I mean, unless he was washing his clothes at the same time, in which case, practicality.
maybe the
Two
actor
birds with
turned
one
around,
stone.
maybe the actor turned around and went, I ain't doing it. I ain't taking my shirt off today. It's too cold. And they went, we ain't got time. We've got to get this movie done. And they just went cracked on, didn't they? Went, just wash your hands in the in the river. That'll do.
So many random things going on. I mean, again, other little bits here that frustrate me and almost just seem like little plot devices to get us from A to B quicker.
This might have happened before or after. I've lost track of what happens before and after. That might have happened after what you've just mentioned. But when he throws the sword into the lake, doesn't he? He's sad, isn't he? And he's like, oh, I don't want the sword. And he throws it. He gets it and then throws it by holding the blade.
Yes, that would have sliced your hand open,
I know,
man.
and
Like
when
this.
you see him, he literally launches it like
Yeah.
a proper haymaker launch, you know, off out into the river or whatever it is, lake. And you think your fingers would have ended up in the lake, wouldn't they? Well, you're not going to hold it now, are you? Because
The little stubbins going
yeah,
around.
I was like, what? You had it by the handle.
Yeah.
Just throw it by the handle in, like, what? I didn't understand that.
But there's a comment back in the cave or wherever they are where they sort of go, "Oh, great news, Arthur! Riots are spreading across the country." How do you know this? Because there wasn't like Twitter or X or BBC News to tell you what was going on live. People have to ride or run.
The man on horseback going,
Yeah.
news, sir, from beyond.
But again, that would be one person coming from like one town. The news, if they're saying it's all around the country, you're implying that people are coming from around the country and they all come there at exactly the same time. How many people have they got?
And I certainly, throughout the whole of this film, I didn't feel there was a rebellion. I just felt there's King Arthur
There's a little bit of a protest.
trying to redeem himself and put himself back on the throne with a few merry men who decided to storm the castle. There's a big snake.
There was a big
I
Yeah.
mean, I know we're not at the end quite yet, but we're going to have a big fight in the dark in it, and in Weird World or whatever it is. But it's like someone had sat there and went, think of everything you can. It's going to be in this film. Want a big snake? Yeah, we can have that.
It's almost
Giant
like
elephants?
it's
Yeah,
like
we'll do
somebody
that.
didn't have the ability to say no.
No. Do you want magic? Yeah. Swords? Yeah. Superpowers? Yeah. Yeah, we'll do all that. We'll do all of it. What about gangsters? Oh, gangsters are great. Yeah, we'll have them and all. What about London gang? Oh, yeah, London gangsters even better, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
comedy. Yeah. Footballers. Yeah. David Beckham, everyone. David Beckham. Someone would have just said David Beckham. Yeah. I mean, people were like saying there was probably a bunch of people sitting around a table going, "How much can we keep saying until someone says stop?" And David Beckham was probably in the limit. Go on, say David Beckham. Dare you?
Yeah, but then they said yes anyway.
They went yes. Oh God, he said yes as well to that. How are we going to get him? We've got to go and ask him now.
Pay rise? No.
No, not that. Let's be honest. He wins, doesn't he? He gets to the end.
Vortigern be dead.
Yeah, and he's got the kingdom.
Yeah, he's got the round table.
Yeah,
Meet some of his knights.
but some of it's missing, isn't it? He's gone
Look
for.
like a wedge of cheese.
Well, I put here he's gone for a retro gaming Pac-Man style table. That's what he's gone. He
I'm
loves
sure
the
that was,
Pac-Man.
that was what he told the
Got a
planners.
big slice of it missing for someone, you know. And then we get a long. It went on for a long time. I thought, oh, we're getting to the end of the film. This is it. And I'll be honest with you. I know that. I think you'll either agree with me or correct me, but this looked like this was part of something more that they wanted to do, and maybe they were looking for sequels or looking for something.
Funny you should mention
a
that.
bigger universe, maybe.
Behold and wait there, sire.
Oh,
So this was actually meant to be the first in a 6-film series.
right.
Hence why we don't meet characters like Guinevere. I mean,
No.
the mage was sort of hinted at maybe being Guinevere. There's no Sir Lancelot. There's no Merlin.
No.
So again, a lot of the whole things of the Legend of Excalibur are just completely missing.
Yeah.
But essentially, the whole idea of a 6-film series was cancelled because this film was a box office bomb. So it had a budget of $175 million. It grossed $148.7 million, and essentially it lost the production companies in total about $150 million. So they just
I'd imagine it would have
pack
had
this
break
in.
double that to clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they say about films, don't they? They have to like literally almost double their budget. I mean, I even wrote on here, I was literally ready at the very end for a Lancelot cameo or Merlin cameo, like almost Merlin popping in to say, "Hi, I just happen to be in the local area. Any any work going like that?" And then suddenly, bang, darkness credits. You know, that was it. I was literally waiting for that kind of, oh, might get to see him later on, you know, in another film.
But
no,
nothing.
No, it really didn't. We spent ages with a Viking in a massive castle having food on a breakfast table, which is you built that whole table. What was the point of that? Innit? At least eat it. That was in my games room, wasn't it? You'd be like going, "Well, we're going to eat at this table as well." You know, we're not. This isn't just for show. Well, yeah, but I'd had enough by then. I was spent. I was exhausted and done. And on that reason, I think that was it, wasn't it? There you go. King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword. As we all mentioned, not much legend of the sword in that. More
No.
King Arthur in his right old barrel of Cockney mountains. That was what it was, wasn't it?
I mean, if it had been called that would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah. Does it know what it was? I put on here, I went, is it Game of Thrones? But it's not very well acted and not very filmed the same. Is it The Witcher?
It's sort of like they put too many ingredients in the pot.
Yeah.
And they've overdone it. I feel like if they'd have taken a bit away and expanded on things, they could have actually potentially had quite a solid film.
Yeah.
I think there was too much going on with not enough of the actual legend. I get what they're doing in terms of trying to build up for a 6-series film. You want to hold stuff back, but you still need some stuff actually in the first one to make it actually work.
I find less is best, right? It was like, do the sword, do the story, have him pull the sword out of the stone and become, if you want to do the first of a trilogy or something, but it's really difficult because you think, does anyone really want to watch any more of that? You know, I mean,
It'd be interesting to know where the 6 movies were going to take them.
Oh, yeah. Too big at the beginning. Too big. Then big elephants and all that stuff and everything was like huge, wasn't it? It was massive. And it was a big scene. But I felt the scene at the end was nowhere near as good as the scene at the beginning.
No.
Which you can do. Other films have done that.
They have, yeah.
No, it's too big. It was rubbish. I got no other words.
So
disappointing.
Is that going to move us on to our official film rating?
Well,
then, to
yeah,
see what
let's
we
go. Let's go. Well, first of all, did you have anything that you liked in it? Is there anything stand out that you think, actually, do you know what I mean? In this cesspool of a film, right? Was there anything that we could salvage?
Eric Bana was good in it. I know I said
Right.
that from the start that he's great in everything he does, but I think he commanded the screen as he always does, and I think he, in his very small part, was great.
Well, I said it earlier on, didn't I? I said the world building and how it looks.
Yeah. Visually,
I did think, there is moments there where I didn't feel that, because it was quite a heavy size CGI film with the castle and all the other stuff. There was a lot of stuff filmed in woodland and real tracks in a field and stuff. I didn't feel it jarred so much. We didn't like, it didn't take me out of it. Like, oh, 1 minute we're in computer game world, and the next minute we're just in the local forest, aren't we? In just outside of Kent,
I mean, I'll give credit where it's due. Some of the visuals in terms of scenery were really lovely.
Yeah, and it's quite good at that. So that tells me that somebody spent quite a lot of time coming up with those ideas, designing it, thinking about what the kind of world was going to be like, and how the people in there were going to interact with it. So 10 out of 10 for that, for effort. That. However, though, it does not save it. So, saying that, we go over to our official flame rating for Burning Cinema.
I'll let you go first.
You'd like me to go
I chose
first?
this film for you.
We haven't given anything a 0 yet.
No, we haven't.
And I can't, believe it or not, how much we've gone through this and pretty much our disgust of it. I've given it 1 flame. And the reason why is because of that CGI. That held it off from sinking into the oblivion. I'll be absolutely honest with you. Because I can't give something that's like 0 when clearly there was a lot of people whose artistry and cleverness worked on it, if you get what I mean. It's for them. There's P, though the rest of it didn't pull it together.
I think for me, again, there's obviously a lot of good work by people throughout this film, and it feels horrible to sort of, sit there and just criticise. But for me, it's 1 as well, because it's not a complete 0, because it's not a sort of film where I'd go, I'm never watching that again. I'd rather tear out my eyeballs, because that's what, for me, a 0 should be.
And that's the thing. It's a massive disappointment. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
And it's huge. Where I did see bits of it years ago, and it's one of them films that I put into the back catalogue where I go, I saw a few bits of it, I might want to revisit it back again. Here we are in the podcast, we get the chance to revisit it. Here I am, and we normally pick films that we either liked or we weren't quite sure about. That's the whole point of the podcast, isn't it? Is that we look and say, is it still burning? Is it still on fire? This one is not. This one is not. Whatever it might have had, I think there's a little bit of love out there for it.
Yeah, and there's sparks of potential in this.
Yeah,
there are good bits.
Well, there you go, listeners. A 1 flame for the first one in our series.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to get better, hasn't it? Surely,
it's hard to get it worse.
I mean,
we'll have to wait and see.
It could not. I don't know. Well, it's my turn, isn't it? It's to set something for yourself and that. And we're keeping, as always, in with sword to script, and we're heading into the realm of fantasy this time.
Ooh.
Which we kind of were in fantasy, weren't we? But we're going all out fantasy, as in the head honchos that gave us Star Wars and Cocoon are going to take us into the world of Willow.
Oh.
All creatures need your help, Willow. Elora must survive.
You need a warrior for a job like this.
I trust them completely.
After them!
I've had experience in this sort of thing.
You almost got us killed!
Your children will come to remember this.
Courage, Willow.
Get that in a week on Monday. And you can catch all our other episodes on YouTube, as we can't we, Tom? And
check out our Instagram page as well. You get to know what's being released and catch up on our thoughts and feelings about things.
Anything you haven't seen, you can have a look on there and that. Give us a look, give us a like and everything. And all I will say is, we've already done Happy New Year, but Happy New Year again to you, Tom.
May 2026 be prosperous and joyful.
I'm sure it will. Goodbye from me anyway.
And goodbye from me.